Very much for letting me come out and speak to you very quickly this afternoon. I know we're on a short time frame. Farm Cafe basically is part of an overall movement called Feed All, well, ours is Feed All regardless of means, but we're part of an overall movement called One World Everybody Eats. And this started in Salt Lake City, Utah back around 2004. So there's about 40 to 45 cafes like ours throughout the nation, and it's going international, where people are trying to create a business that puts people and people's interests and their dignity above profit. We don't deny profit because we've got to keep the doors open, and that's the only way to do so. But this is a business model that's a hybrid. It's a way to run a restaurant, and believe me, it is absolutely running a restaurant. If you come there and you have a meal with us, you'll see that we are a full operational process. We do farm to table a lot, particularly this time of year. We are purchasing from 5 different local gardens, as well as using our own garden space that's been donated to us. So we try to do nutritious food to introduce people to that and to educate them. But the main thing for us is building community. The reason we do this pay-as-you-can model is because anybody can participate on whatever level. And for those folks that are on the fringes, for those people who have found themselves down on their luck, or they're in a situation that they're not going to necessarily ever crawl out of, in particular the population with mental health illness that we see every day. These folks need a place to be. They need somewhere that they can feel dignified and they can participate. We think soup kitchens are great. We think they have their place. But people say to me all the time, oh, all this food is donated. Or people will call with the best of intentions and say, can you use this? It's starting to go a little bit, but I'm wondering if you could use it. And so our response to that, with very honest and sincere thanks, is, if it's falling off the back of the truck and you wouldn't eat it, then I don't want to serve it to someone else, because where's the dignity in that? We want them to have the same kind of food that I was producing when I was working at Westflow Spa, the same kind of food that I was producing when I was working in fine dining establishments and wondering why is all this garden produce just coming to people of high income, when it used to be everybody's getting food out of the garden. So that's one of our goals. But the main thing we do at Farm Cafe, and I hope if you get a chance and you can come by for lunch, is we create community. And we network with other people in our community. Our goal is to say everybody can sit down over a meal, because that's the easiest way to communicate. Everybody knows it. You can sit down over a meal and you can talk. And if you come in our cafe, the way it's physically set up, we're blessed with the fact that we inherited an older space that's like a drugstore counter, so you've got the counter spot. You may have someone who is homeless sitting beside someone who is a university professor, or sitting beside someone who is a lawyer, or sitting beside someone who just found out they're losing their business, or sitting beside someone whose child is on drugs, and they're having conversations with each other about who they are. And that's our main goal, is to say, let's have a meal. The food is the way that you nurture yourselves. The food is the way you talk. But this is how we get to know each other. That's what our business is about. It's about the business of treating people with dignity. It's about the business of being human and practicing being human, because I think you have to practice being human. I don't think it's easy. I don't know about you, but I think having human values, it takes a lot of practice. And to not see each other in a competitive way, it takes a lot of practice to say, hey, let me look you in the eyes and say, hey, maybe something's going on with you today. Maybe I need to stop and something's going on with me, and let's talk to each other and let's have a meal. So that's what we're about. I just wanted to share the spirit of it real quick. We're on a hot timeline. We've got some snacks for you. The one thing I do want to say is I have folded in some farro, which is an Italian grain, into the hummus. So if you are a gluten-free person, please be aware of that. Normally hummus is gluten-free. It's not going to be today, so I apologize for that. That's just a little minor point. So how's that for 5 minutes?
they have a pretty amazing business model, you know, where people can eat for free if they don't have the means, but if you do, donations are, you know, appreciated. So we've already made our donation. So if you guys can go ahead and start making your way over here. David, I think